What you should know about the new drugs law in the UAE. The UAE has long-standing laws in place governing the use, production and distribution of narcotics and psychotropic substances designed to protect individuals, companies and society at large, and to prosecute those who act in contradiction to the laws. The UAE issued a new law on narcotics and psychotropic substances, called the Federal Decree Law No. 30/2021 on Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances, New Drugs Law, which strengthens that resolve, while also adding provisions and advisory bodies to support treatment, monitor and regulate the narcotics and psychotropic substances. The New Drugs Law abrogated and repealed Federal Law No. 14 of 1994 on narcotic and psychotropic drugs. Some key features of the New Drugs Law are as follows. Narcotics and psychotropic substances. The revised substances schedules specifically define and refine the description of narcotics and psychotropic substances as either natural or synthetic, and reinforce that their import, export, transport, production, manufacture, possession, acquisition or bringing in, and other types of activities are prohibited under Articles 10 and 11 of the New Drugs Law. Narcotics Control Board. Article 3 of the New Drugs Law provides for the establishment of the Narcotics Control Board for developing a comprehensive national strategy to combat drugs, and the ministries and federal and local authorities will comply with this strategy. Rehabilitation and Treatment Center. In accordance with Article 5 of the New Drugs Law, specialized units serving as rehabilitation and treatment centers for addicts of narcotics and psychotropic substances are to be established by the Ministry of Health and Community Protection. Article 6 of the New Drugs Law further states all information related to the affairs of the addicts and abusers confined to these units will be confidential, and disclosure or broadcast of such information is prohibited unless required by law. Increased medical checks. Under Article 34, a pharmacy is allowed to dispense any narcotics and psychotropic substances only under a medical prescription. A pharmacy is prohibited from dispensing these substances if the percentage written in the prescription exceeds those indicated in Schedule 9 of the New Drugs Law. Increased judicial discretion. Using narcotic or psychotropic substances for personal use could result in imprisonment and fines. Article 41, 42, 43, and 44. That said, if the convict is a first-time offender, Article 45 of this law entitles a competent court to replace the penalties of imprisonment and fines by placing the convict in a rehabilitation unit. As regards deportation, the court has a discretion whether to order the deportation of a foreigner or not, under Article 75 of the law. Penalties. The penalties under the New Drugs Law include imprisonment sentences and fines. There is a minimum penalty of 3 months imprisonment or fines between 20,000 dirhams and 100,000 dirhams. Article 41, for personally using or abusing certain specified narcotics or psychotropic substances. For repeat offenders, there are higher penalties of no less than 6 months imprisonment or fines of no less than 30,000 dirhams to 100,000 dirhams. Similarly, for third-time offenders, imprisonment is not less than 2 years or a fine not less than 100,000 dirhams. Article 41. For those inducing or inciting a person to abuse or personally use drugs mentioned in Articles 41, 42, 43, and 44, the penalty is imprisonment for not less than 5 years and a fine of not less than 50,000 dirhams. Article 48. The penalty is imprisonment for not less than 7 years and a fine of not less than 100,000 dirhams if a person induces or incites another person to abuse or personally use drugs with an intent to harm, leading to injury. In the case of serious harm, imprisonment is not less than 10 years and a fine of not less than 200,000 dirhams. If the crime results in the death of the victim, the court can impose life imprisonment or a death sentence. Article 49. A person who manages, prepares, or sets up a place for the abuse of specified narcotics or psychotropic substances shall be punished with imprisonment for not less than 10 years and a fine of 100,000 dirhams. Penalties of life imprisonment and fines of not less than 100,000 dirhams will be imposed in case of a repeat offense.
For more of our latest updates, like and subscribe to this channel.